Okay.
So loud.
So here's what's going to happen. Your yearly salary, whatever you chose, you picked out your job and had that dollar amount, that's going to go right here where it says yearly salary. Okay?
I should have wrote it on the front of your packet. If you need it, I can give it to you.
For me, I'm going to use 52,000. Okay? That is a random number.
We're doing this page, J-Dub. So I'm asking you to write your yearly salary on the yearly salary line.
Okay. 52,000.
Okay.
Now, raise hand if you make more than 52,000. Okay? Let's figure it out. Raise hand if you make less than 52,000. Okay, and down. So, if you make more than 52,000, your numbers should be bigger or smaller than mine. Bigger, because you make more. If you make less than 52,000, your number should be smaller than mine. Okay?
There and there. Fine. They're both the same.
All right. Before we do any math, we have to go through and put stars next to the percentages that we are going to use. Okay? Everyone for Social Security and Medicare pays 7.65%. So please put stars next to 7.65%. Everybody pays that. No matter what, everybody pays that. Okay? Now here's the thing. With federal and state taxes, everyone pays a certain percentage. If you make more money, you pay a higher percentage. Okay? So like for you, you make less, right? So you're not going to have to pay as much as someone who makes more than you. Okay? So for me, looking at federal taxes, I make $52,000 a year. What percentage would that put me at? What percentage would that put me at if I make 52,000? Mira? 22%. Because I make between 41,000 and 99,999. So you put a star next to wherever you fit.
Oh, I see.
Okay? It's different tax brackets. Okay?
Just 69.
So I fit right here at 22%. So I'm putting stars next to that.
So put the stars.
So wherever you fit, you put stars next to, please. The same would be true for your state taxes. Please put a star next to the state tax amount that you would pay. For me, I would pay 3.326%. Okay. All right. Now we get to start doing some math. Okay. Before we start doing math, though, let's talk briefly about rounding money. Okay. Let's say I'm going to divide something and I get this in my calculator: 187.5.328. No. Okay. If I wanted to round this with money, how many numbers after the decimal place are there in money? 2. So I'm looking at these two right here, 32. That's what it is right now. However, the third number tells us what's going to happen. If it's 5 or more, it's going to go up. If it's 4 or less, it stays the same. Okay? So what is the 8 going to tell the 32 to do? Go up. So my rounded number would be 1875.33. Okay? So just keep that in mind as you're rounding. Okay, yes. First math you have to do is take your yearly salary and divide it by 26.
This is how y'all making sure you do.
Yep. Why are we dividing by 26? Any ideas? Any thoughts on why we divide by 26? Yes, sir. And that's not a bad guess, but it's incorrect.
Oop,
Tatum.
26 weeks.
Yes. So there are 52 weeks in a year. You get paid every other week. So actually, you only get paid 26 weeks. So you're going to divide, please.
I was close.
Please divide your yearly salary divided by 26. We are not helping with rounding or anything. That is on you. Okay? For me, 52,000 divided by 26 is 2,000. Comes out nice for me. If you make more than 52,000, this number should be higher than what I have. If you make less than 52,000, your number should be lower than what I have.
Which mine's 1,000.
Okay? If you make more than 52,000, your number should be higher than what mine is. If you make less, your number should be less than what I have up here. Okay?
Yep.
We're not checking these, guys.
Nope. You are going to have today and tomorrow to work through this. So if you get stuck mathematically, that's okay for right now. Okay. Whatever this amount is for you, it's going to go in 4 different places. Okay? It's going to go wherever you see 2-week pay. So for me, I'm going to take this $2,000. I'm going to put it here, 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 and finally, down here. So wherever you see 2-week pay, you put that amount.
So take a minute and get those in those 4 blank.
Again, it's about setting it up correctly. You can go back and check your math. You'll have time today to check it. You'll have time tomorrow to check it. Okay. Here's the next step. We are now going to move on to calculating our Social Security and Medicare that we have to pay. Here's how we do that. We take our 2-week pay, which we already calculated, and we multiply it by 7.65%. But you have to take that and put it into a decimal.
Not a paycheck.
What is 7.65% as a decimal? What is that? 7.65% as a decimal is what? How would you calculate that, Esmaria? 0.0765. How do you get that, Esmaria? You did the percent? Yep. You could do that. You could also take 7.65 and divide it by 100. So just divide it by 100.
Or right out back here, just moved your decimal point.
Yep.
I got a question.
Yes.
Two.
Sir.
No,
Next question.
take back my question.
Right. So you're now going to multiply these two numbers.
Oh my God.
You do your own numbers. That comes out nice for me. $153. Yeah.
Right, 80.
What happened?
And so you want to round up some money and then put it in all these blanks. Yeah.
This, again, is not how much you make. This is how much is going to be coming out of your paycheck. Okay? That's the Social Security and Medicare part. Now we have to do the federal taxes. Okay? Federal taxes, you're going to use whatever percent you put a star next to and put that as a decimal here. 22% for me is 0.22. So I'm now going to multiply me 2,000 times 0.22.
I did it.
That comes out to $440.
2 words. Okay.
That should be your largest amount that's getting taken out. Why? Because it's the biggest percentage. Okay? If you're looking at the different percentages between Medicare, federal taxes, and state taxes, your federal tax amount is the highest. So that's going to be the highest number that you're going to subtract out of your paycheck. Okay?
You make $1,000 a month. Oh my god.
After federal taxes, we have the state taxes. Again, you take your percentage, whatever you put a star next to, put it into a decimal. Taking 3.326%. Put it into a decimal.
Alright.
This should be your smallest dollar amount. So between these three right here, this should be the smallest, your state taxes. Your highest should be your federal tax. Okay? Okay? Now, if you're still calculating things, if you're still confused, that's okay. Again, you have time to figure this out. Okay? Now, put your pencil down real quick. Eyeballs up here. You can watch this last part that I have. Okay? You're going to take your 2-week pay, which is what you started with all the way up here at the top. And you are going to subtract out. Stop. Put it down. Okay? You're going to subtract out these different amounts. You put them on the line that tells you what it goes with. So my Social Security and Medicare is 153. I put that right there. My federal taxes is 440. I put that right there. My state taxes is 6652. I put that right there. Now you'll notice, what operation are we doing here? Subtraction. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay? Please put the calculator down.
Yeah.
For me, my 2-week pay is $1,340.48. Okay, now for this project, we are going to use your monthly income. Okay, that's why we take this 2-week pay. We'll put that right here. And we're going to multiply it by 2. Typically, there are 4 weeks in a month, which means you get paid about twice a month. So we're multiplying that by 2. So when I take that and multiply it by 2, I get $2,680.96. That number right there, whatever you get when you multiply, get your math stuff, that's going to be the most important number for your project. That's going to tell you how much money you can spend on different things for the project. Okay?
Okay.
Now, it is your job to go through and calculate your paycheck. Okay? Again, if you made more than $52,000 a year, your number at down here should be larger than what I have. If you made less than $52,000 a year, your number should be less than what I have. Okay? The closer you are to 52,000, the closer you should be to my number down here. Okay? Any questions before we release you by yourself as Mario?
Wait, so that should be larger if we have a larger, on the yearly salary?
Correct. If your yearly salary is larger,
Because you're at 59.
yes,
So your number should be.
So like-
closer to 50, because 52 was close to 50.
yes. Jada,
So, it's like 64,000.
yeah,
And he's struggling. And I only make $27,000 a year.
yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Listen,
I'm just saying.
I will tell you this. From what we've had happen in the past with projects, okay? You can make it. Is it going to be difficult?
Yes.
Yes. But you will be just fine. Yeah, you'll be okay. Okay? All right.